Shalom. First off, I want to start this lesson off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as you sincere Akim and Akwat out there diligently laboring in this truth. And as you can see, the title of the lesson is The Freight Train of Prophecy. And I titled it The Freight Train of Prophecy because when you look at a freight train, which is a very fast moving, heavy, powerful vehicle, anything that gets in the way of that freight train is going to get crushed. You can't stop a freight train, much in the same way that you cannot stop these prophecies from happening within the earth. Also, with the freight train, you have a lot of cargo that's on that freight train, moving to a certain destination. And with the freight train of prophecy, the train is literally carrying the prophecies, and it's moving at such a fast pace that at this point it's even hard to keep up with a lot that's going on in the news, because prophecy is just exploding right now. Okay, so the freight train of prophecy, man, let's get into it. So here's this article, and the title is Protests in Sri Lanka have turned violent amid power, food, and medicine shortages. So we've been speaking on the famine. We've been speaking on the current, the coming power shortage that's going to hit, many nations around the world, and this now medicine shortage that's going on. And now these things are not limited to just Sri Lanka, but the point is that the people over there in Sri Lanka, they have erupted into violent protests. You see, they've erupted into violent protests because these things are happening. Understand? So this is going into 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, and we'll get to that. You see, but we've been telling you for the longest time. All right, we've been bringing out the scriptures. We've been bringing you the articles, the news, everything. That listen, these times are coming. Hard times are coming. And just because they haven't happened in America yet, these things will come to America. These things will come to America, no doubt about it. Things might seem okay now. Well, I'm not even going to say they seem okay. It just seems like that on the surface. But if you're an average everyday working person in America, then you definitely feel that something's wrong. You definitely feel a change in the world. It's not like it was before COVID, when everyone had a certain outlook on life, and that's the direction you was going. And now people's lives have changed. All right. Inflation is going crazy. People can't make ends meet with their jobs. Food is not as abundant as it once was. Medicine is not abundant as it once was. Medicine is through the roof now. All right. So you have all these things going on in Sri Lanka, in America, in Europe, in many of these other different places. So what is this? You see, this is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai working on this wicked kingdom to bring this place down. And what more do we need to show you? It's like, brothers go into lessons videos every single day about something that's going on. There's always something to speak on. The prophecies are speaking in this time loud and clear. And we've been saying these things for years upon years. No one really paid it no mind. But now that these things are starting to speak, and every day that passed by is speaking louder and louder. You see, so much now to the point where you can't deny the power of the scriptures no more. You're going to have to either do one or two things. Accept it and come back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, or just continue to be wicked and get destroyed. There is no gray area coming into the times that we're coming into. It's either you're going to be hot or you're going to be cold. So with that being said, let's go ahead and read some of this article. And it says, Sri Lanka is in crisis. There are power blackouts and food shortages. Protests have turned violent amid this turmoil. Last week, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa resigned. His younger brother Gotabaya remains president. Here to walk us through what's going on is journalist Sulochana Ramia Mohan. Okay, so that's basically, let's see. Okay, so this is basically like a dialogue. Well, let's just read it. So it says, thank you very much. What are the conditions on the ground where you are? What are you seeing? It says things are not so great, although the curfew is imposed. People are struggling even during the curfew times. There were people gathered near fuel stations for gas. The energy crisis is so huge here right now. Tell me about some of the violence. How bad did it get? The violence went out of hand. In fact, they took everybody in surprise because there were these 2,000 people who are fans of the Prime Minister, and they gathered at his official residence. And they started marching in thousands towards the peaceful protest that was going on in the city of Colombo. And they destroyed those tents and the people who were gathered there, the priests, the monks, and they started hitting them so badly, and they ran helter-skelter. See that? So these conditions over there in Sri Lanka have gotten to such a point now where violence has broken out. Lives have been lost. Now they're starting to come for these politicians. And this is what we've been saying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, through the scriptures, that these things will come to pass. As a matter of fact, speaking on it, let's go ahead and get 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right? Because we bring this out all the time. And I know we may sound like a broken record continuing to bring out the same thing over and over and over again. But we bring these things out continuously because they keep happening. You understand? These things keep on happening. So now let's get 2 Ezra 15. Let's start at verse 5, then we'll move down. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Now, the Lord is doing this on behalf of who? His chosen people, the Israelites. Because we have been afflicted, we have been oppressed, we have been downtrodden by these other nations. And, you know, they have lived high at our expense. So that's why the Lord is bringing these plagues upon the earth. This is why the Lord is bringing, as it says in the fifth verse, sword, death, famine, and destruction. This is what the Lord is bringing upon the earth to do what? To bring recompense unto the wicked. He's bringing justice for his people Israel. This is why the Lord is doing all this. All right. Now let's jump down to verse 14, and we're going to read down. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Now let's jump back to the article real quick, so you can see exactly how this prophecy is unfolding. All right, now let's get where they say, what does it say? Okay, it says the violence, pay attention, the violence went out of hand. In fact, they took everybody in surprise because there were these 2,000 people who are fans of the Prime Minister. All right, now let's jump back to the point where it says, Where is it? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So when these politicians, when these government leaders are over there telling people to keep the peace, to stop the violence, these people don't give a damn. They gonna do what they gotta do, because at this point life is unbearable. People are tired of uh, passively protesting while hell just grows around them, and these politicians continue to live securely in their own lives. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gotten to the point now where people they don't give a damn what these politicians got to say, because they're not living the reality of the average civilian. Understand? Hence why it says they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And this is hey, listen, these things are coming to America. These things are coming to America. As a matter of fact, America is not that far away from seeing these same very things. You see, the only thing that's really keeping people alive right now in America is government assistance. But trust me, once that government assistance go, once the EBT goes, once the SNAP goes, once the Section 8 goes, hey, it's over. It's going to be like the purge out here. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like the purge out in these streets, man. It's going to get ugly. All right, now, where was I at? Yeah, it says, and they gathered at his official residence and they started marching in thousands towards the peaceful protest that was going on in the city of Colombo. And they destroyed those tents and the people who were gathered there, the priests, the monks, and they started hitting them so badly and they ran helter skelter. Now, jumping back to the scripture, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, now the sword can encompass different things. All right, the sword can be an actual sword. It can be a gun. It can be a hammer. You know what I'm saying? The sword represents any instrument that can be used to kill or inflict harm upon another. All right, that's what the sword encompasses. All right, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition. Okay, now when you go into that word sedition, it goes into separation, division among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, this is exactly what's going on. All right, violent protests erupting over what? Power, food, and medicine shortages. This is why these things are happening. You see? So the book of Second Esdras, the 15th chapter, and this is a great book, going into the prophetic events that will take place in these last days. And like I said, we bring this book out, Second Esdras 3, Second Esdras 15, the 16th chapter as well, are all good chapters. Where really the book of Second Esdras in its entirety is good to read in these times now, but especially these books here, because it goes into detail about how people are going to behave in these last days when certain things go down. All right, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. At a certain point, lockdowns are going to come, checkpoints are going to come into effect, because the violence in these cities are going to become so rampant and so widespread that people are going to be trying to flee. People are going to be trying to get out of these cities and try to go somewhere where it's not as violent. Maybe somewhere where the government has things more under control. Because these cities are going to be chaotic. All right, these cities are are going to turn into a straight up wasteland. So people are going to be trying to get out of there. But it's going to come a point where the scriptures say, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Understand? For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? These are the times that we're coming into. The cities shall be troubled, man. These cities are troubled. And once again, this is coming to America. Babylon the Great will see these plagues. And it's going to be worse here. In some of these third world countries, I don't think Sri Lanka is a third world country, but in some of these third world countries, they're already used to these living in these type of conditions, so it wouldn't really affect them, as bad. But here in America, like I said, things seem like they're under control. All right, people still are, going to and fro. All hell hasn't broken loose yet. But when it does, it's going to be super bad. All right, because one thing that separates America from the rest of the world is that Americans have that I think is what the Second Amendment right, the right to bear arms. So Americans have guns. All right, everyone is strapped in America versus these other countries where they don't have those same type of constitutional rights. Okay, so that's what sets America apart, man. So when all hell breaks loose, it's hey, listen, you're gonna see people taking heads off. People gonna be dropping like flies out here. See now, verse 19: A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. All right, so people gonna be running up in people's houses, taking their items. Okay, taking their any item of value that's deemed as valuable. People are gonna be spoiling people's goods, man. All right, now why are they gonna do this? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so because of famine, the famine is gonna hit. All right, the stock market is gonna crash. All right, life as you know it right now is gonna be a different reality. So what's gonna happen from that? All out chaos, civil unrest, civil war. All right, people invading one another, attacking their fellow man with the sword, death, massive death. Okay, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, because of great you really because of hard times. Okay, hard times, judgment is going to be going out upon the earth. The wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to be going out. So this is what's going to occur when these things happen, and you're already seeing that in major instances in other countries. Now let's just read a little bit more. It says Sri Lanka had been an economic success story just a few years ago. Walk us through what happened. When did the economic situation really start to decline? The tourism was booming, then the pandemic came. See? So, I mean, I can't really speak on it too much, but the sickness was, it was put in place, okay, to bring about these kind of conditions. You see? Because like they said, like they're saying in this article, before the pandemic, everything was good. Everything was flowing smoothly. People had their dreams. People had their 10-year plans, 5-year plans, 20-year plans. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Then the pandemic came around and everything changed. Okay, life for many people, you had to readjust because so many things got shut down. I know a lot of people that had dreams and aspirations before the pandemic, but when it came, life changed because what I'm saying, everything was shut down. What I'm saying, COVID really stopped the world. People couldn't do anything. Nowhere was open. What I'm saying, it was just a different atmosphere to the world. All right. Now let's see. So it says, then the pandemic came in. It was a very bad situation and very unfortunate that Sri Lanka had to face the pandemic just while we were receiving tourism and the economy. And with the debt crisis that was already there, we didn't have single dollar left in the country. So this is the scenario that happened just about 3 months ago, where there was no dollar in the country for goods for Sri Lanka because we didn't have dollar to pay. All right, and that's another thing. Once this economy goes down, people really gonna feel it, and people are already feeling it in these different countries in these different nations because they don't have such a sophisticated system of aid and different benefits that a first world country would have. All right, like I mentioned earlier, in America you have government assistance, you have unemployment, you have EBT, SNAP, you know what I'm saying, different programs that you can call or get assistance if you have trouble. These other countries, they don't have that. So if you asked out, then you really asked out. You don't have nobody to turn to yo, I need some bread. I need some money to take care of this, that, the third. It's like, yo, if you don't have it, you just shit out of luck. Yeah, you just gonna have to deal with it. Find some way to make ends meet. That's what it is. All right. But here it is, man. Violent, violent protests. All right. Food, power, and medicine. And hey, if you ain't got no medicine, hey, listen, hey, that's even worse. Yo, people gonna be out there killing for just to get medicine, just to get medication. Imagine somebody that got chronic pain, and they got to live with that every day. They don't have no access to medicine. They just suffering. They would do anything to get some relief. So what's gonna happen? Hey, people gonna do what they got to do. People gonna run up in people's houses. They're gonna be looking for the meds. They're gonna be looking for the drugs. Like, yo, I need something to heal this ailment. I need something to take the pain away. It's too much. So these elites, these wicked elites, they know what they're doing. You see? And they just waiting for the right opportune moment to drop the hammer in Babylon the Great. Listen, these people are waiting. Really what they're doing now in America, this is a gradual decline. Everything in America is declining, and people notice it. Is really way more noticeable now than it was a year ago, even 2 years ago. The decline is obvious now. All right, people are, majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So what do you think is gonna happen when the economy fully collapses and there's no safety net? Okay, Esau is gonna cut off the government assistance. He's gonna tell you, listen, the government has ran out of money. We don't have any more aid to give out. There's a famine. All right, hey, you're on your own, or you're gonna have to take the MOTB. Then we can help you. You see that? Hey, listen, we speak on it all the time. These devils want to create the conditions so that eventually the situation will be so bad to where people are going to cry out for the NWO. They're going to cry out for the MOTB because it's not going to be any other logical option that you can choose. It's going to be like, yo, at that point, it's going to be life or death. Either take the MOTB and have some sustenance, be comfortable, or go without it, trusting in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and suffer for righteousness' sake, even unto death. That's what it's coming down to. See? So now this is Psalm 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. All right, now this is going into the account that happened in ancient Egypt, where the Lord smote the Egyptians with the plagues to deliver the Israelites. Then at that time, all right, but this is modern day Egypt. This is modern day Pharaoh. All right, hence why the scriptures say that the Israelites would be delivered from spiritual Egypt, Slakia. So right now we're in spiritual Egypt because we were in bondage here. All right, so these same plagues, these same scourges that the Lord is going to send, they're also going to come upon Babylon the great whore. Verse 50, he made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength in the tabernacles of Ham. All right, so hey, the Lord is once again going to smite the modern day Egyptians, the modern day Pharaoh, with these same plagues. The fierce wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is going to terrorize these people out here. All right, the same plagues that the Lord brought upon the land of Egypt, and many more diverse plagues is the Lord going to bring upon this new modern day spiritual Sodom and Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, that's what's coming. Okay, so brace yourself. Okay, brace yourself for the inevitable. All right. Now, we all know that inflation is going crazy through the roof. The gas is going out of control. Just around me, the price of fuel has jumped like something like 35 cents within the last week. Maybe about a week and a half, yeah. Which is still crazy. Like, and where I'm at, gas is pretty affordable still. There are some places where it has hit $5, but pretty much the average price is around, I'll say, 4.35 to 4.60 at the highest. Some places $5, but these gas prices are exploding. And since Biden has cut off the pipeline of gas from Alaska, it's gonna go up even more. So this is from my man Dabu. This quick little short clip. Just gonna check out a little bit of it. All right.
This is Dabu 7. As most people have seen out there, gas prices are sitting at record highs. They're only going to go higher as this whole staged event continues to go into motion. We've got peak driving season coming up around the corner here, top of summer, and the way things are heading now, gas prices are going to explode heading into that high point of summer. This is all because the oil companies want to make huge profits. That's all that this is about. And the fact that this is all by design. Milking the people left and right out here. Now, on top of all this, the Biden administration just canceled this huge Alaska oil and gas lease sale that was supposed to go down. This doesn't help anything, and they're saying that on top of this, you can expect prices to go higher. They turn around and say, oh, no one's interested in trying to buy or lease anything up there at this point. Why? Because they have plenty of oil all across the world. There is no shortage of it. They're just hiking the price of the people, and because the people sit on the tail and do not hold politicians.
Now, he's right, because they want to make it seem like the price of fuel and electricity and everything is going up, that inflation is what it is because of well, first they was using the boogeyman of Russia, Ukraine, which they always use war as a way to justify crippling people's pockets. But if you really was paying attention, like we was showing you, inflation was already on the rise before Russia Ukraine even happened. Way before, like we was going into this, in really in inflation since like what, early last year, 2020. We was telling you that, inflation is coming. The supply chain is breaking down. You see? And now here it is. But they continue to use this boogeyman of Russia, Ukraine, of these different, they use the CV, the different, the supply chain crisis and all. Listen, all these things are just Trojan horses to distract from the real problem, from the real truth of what's going on, which is that these elites are deliberately planning these things to destroy the people. They have set these things in motion, the famine, the oil. It's not like there's not oil. There's plenty of oil out there. But they're raising the price so that what? Ultimately, when you break it down to its simplest form, people will not be able to afford these things. People won't be able to see or afford food. They won't be able to afford gas. They won't be able to afford the basic necessities that everyone pretty much now takes for granted. So when that comes about, these devils are going to come. They're going to say, hey, we know things are hard. Things have spiraled out of control, but we have the answer. We have the solution to your troubles. Trust us. Come with us. Just take this Neuralink, take this, rice grain, and all the problems will go away. When you break it down to its simplest form, this is what it's all about. It's not about climate change and making, the earth greener and trying to cut back sustainable future. Man, all that is BS. These devils know what they're doing. You see? Because they could easily, if they really wanted to, then they could easily just run things back to the way it was before the pandemic. But this whole pandemic set off a domino effect, induced a whole new reality to what now people are suffering around the board. If you're outside of that 1%, then best believe you're feeling inflation. You're feeling everything that's going on. And very soon people will feel, well, people are already feeling the famine. Because listen, and they might not talk about it, but in some places the food is gone. In some places, hey, you go to the supermarket and it's really hard to get food. You know, they might limit certain things to one, depending on what it is, one per customer, two per customer, whatever the case may be, and the price is high at that. And listen, there's some people having to travel to the next town over just to get some things that they don't have. And Lord willing, I can get a article on that, because I believe I was reading a portion of this article that was going into that. But Lord willing, I can get into an article on that and bring that out. But hey, it's serious, and this gas is not making it any better. Then when you look at the trucker situation, they already saying that truckers are crying about this gas, because if regular gas is over $5. Imagine what these truckers are paying. Listen, these truckers are paying well over $6, maybe even $7 in some cases, in some regions, to get diesel, because that's what these truckers use to put to fill up their tanks. They use diesel. So you using all this money that you're using, $6-7 a gallon for diesel just to fill up your tank. Real soon it's going to come to a point where these truckers are going to seek some type of relief, and they just going to be like, hey, to hell with it. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it to be paying that much in gas and having to transport all these goods and items across the states, and it's crippling their pockets, because all that gas they have to pay comes out of the truckers' pockets, man. you know so like I said, these devils know what they're doing, and it's a very well thought out strategic plan. And at one point, it was just like, when we were bringing these things out, it's a conspiracy. But now these things are no longer conspiracy, man. You can't call the men of the Lord or anyone that brings out the truth a conspiracy theorist no more. And if you do, you're just in straight up denial, because these things are now in your face, clear as day. You can't refute the fact that these things are intentional. And people are starting to realize that more and more. So what's going to happen is violence is going to break out. All right, violence is going to ensue, because once people understand that there's a deliberate attack on their freedom, on their way of life, a civil war will break out. What do you think the first civil war was all about? Their way of life being taken away from them, which was slavery. It was like, yo, who the hell is the North to tell us we can't have slaves, that we can't continue to profit off of our industries? To hell with that. So what happened? Things got violent. Okay, war broke out, a serious war in which many millions died. And it's going to be the same thing again. But these things are being brought on by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to break this nation apart. When you go back to 2nd Ezra, it says there will be sedition among men, division. And division causes what? Strife, anger. bitterness, all right, which those are all fueling points for a war, for violence and bloodshed to occur. Now let's listen to a little bit more Dabu, then we're gonna get another article.
Accountable, this thing is going to spiral out of control. As long as people sit on the sidelines and do nothing, nothing is going to change. The power is in the people, it's in your numbers, and when you finally take to the streets, haven't you heard what Jim Pasaki said here recently? They are encouraging people to go and protest outside of judges' homes. It's come out of their mouth, this regime's mouth. They're encouraging people to set up shop outside of judges' homes to protest.
And a lot of these politicians are about to start getting knocked off. All right, a lot of these politicians are about to go into hiding. Okay, because people gonna be looking for their heads. Because like I said, it's gonna come a point where majority of people are gonna be like, wait a minute, this isn't because of the war in Ukraine. They're gonna say the war in Ukraine was brought on by the Joe Biden administration. The famine is being caused by the Joe Biden administration. The crazy rise in inflation is being brought on by the Joe Biden administration. So what do you think is going to happen? People are going to start coming for these politicians' heads, which has happened many times before in the past when certain things were being infringed upon. Citizens' rights were being infringed upon. Citizens' rights were being ignored. So war broke out. Death ensued from that. Okay? Continue.
What are you doing? What is anyone else out there doing? Is anyone organizing? Trying to protest anything? I see nothing grassroots in this country. Nothing. There was more protesting in the days of Vietnam in this country. There's absolutely nothing but fake BLM states crap popping up. No grassroots anything. So I'm hoping that this summer we start to see the rise of grassroots groups here hitting the streets, and you don't have to take it to DC. You've got your own.
Hey man, this summer it's gonna be a lot of protests going on. If these gas prices and this food shortage continue to go as it's going, this summer is gonna be rough. All right, this summer is gonna be packed with action. That's all I can say. This summer is gonna be packed with some action for you. All right. If things continue to go the way they're going, which they will, all right, then you can expect Second Ezra's the 15 to be in full effect by this summer. All right, now let's get this. Okay, this is a LA Times article, and it says California's minimum wage will rise to $15.50, triggered by soaring inflation. Okay, so this is out there in California. Now they're raising the minimum wage to $15.50. So they're trying to match. So basically what they're saying is we can't control inflation anymore. It is what it is. Basically now we just have to do something to make people feel as though, which really $15 is really nothing. Cause they'll at the point of what inflation is going for right now, you'll have to raise minimum wage every month. You'll literally have to raise the minimum wage every month just to keep up with inflation, because prices are going up every month. The price of gas goes up every month. So what is that $15.50 gonna be 3, 4, 5 months from now, going into 2023? That's gonna be nothing. So this is just a feeble attempt to please the poor. Try to make it seem like they care, like they are working towards some solution. But like I said, inflation is going crazy every month. So you're just raising it one time. Like, they're gonna have to raise it every month if that's the case. But they're not gonna do that. They're just gonna give you a little something to calm you down a little bit, keep you passive, still give you some sense of security, peace of mind. but they're going to continue the plan. All right, they're going to continue working towards the NWO until they're ready to pop it off full force. All right, now reading the article, it says California's minimum wage for all employers will rise to $15.50 an hour in January, and this is going to take place next year. So right now, whatever they're, I mean, I don't know what the minimum wage is in California, but whatever they're making right now, it's going to stay like that for the rest of the year, and inflation is going to go up every single month until January next year, or until this system collapse, whichever one comes first. But these people, these Edomites are straight up wicked, man. All right, they didn't even say that, we're gonna do it starting this summer. They said to next January. Hey, advisors to Governor Gavin Newsom said Thursday the first time that rising inflation has triggered a provision of a 6-year-old stale state law governing automatic pay increases. The announcement came one day before Newsom unveils a revised state budget plan, a new spending proposal for state government that relies on an updated economic forecast, and one that will offer rental assistance and cash rebates to struggling Californians. Keely Martin Bosler, the governor's budget director, said the wage increase will help low-income families struggling with the rapid rise in prices for a wide variety of items. But it's too little too late. That's not coming until next year. Now, let's just say that the system don't crash this year. By this time next year, if you're going to raise it to 15 an hour, that's crazy. It's like by that point, $15 will feel like $2 at the rate inflation is going now. So this is all BS, man. This is straight up oppression. Reading on, it says they have a huge impact to those families that are living off of those lower wages and their ability to cover the cost of goods. The state's minimum wage for large employers is currently $15 an hour, with employees that have fewer than 26 workers paying $14 an hour. So right now, the current minimum wage over there is 15 an hour. So they're saying that they're gonna raise it 50 cents. You see how wicked that these damn devils are, man. You see how wicked now. Like I said, I don't know I know now, but I was thinking at least that it was like 13 or something like that. It's already $15, but they're gonna raise it, 50 cents. What the hell is 50 cents? You know what I'm saying? These devils, man. It says in employers that have fewer than 26 workers, the minimum wage for them is 14. Both pay levels went up in January. The presumed final step envisioned by a 2016 state law that gradually increased wages in most years by $1 an hour. Small businesses were given more time to raise their pay. Okay, so you get the point. Okay, inflation, the cost of living is crazy. And now in California, they only raising the minimum wage for places like McDonald's, like big corporations, by 50 cents. So you still barely getting by. Hell, Amazon pays more than McDonald's, of course, but still, like the 50-cent increase is nothing. That's not even enough to save money if this is your only job. So, hey, stuff is about to get tough, man. A Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, is about to go into full effect. All right, it's about to be in your face now. Dealing with this crypto, all right. Reports have been out there saying that a lot of people have lost money with this crypto. That the bubble is popped. All right, so a lot of people are losing big right now with this crypto, and a lot of people, I know people that are invested in crypto. Me myself, I never got into it because, of course, knowing what I know, I know it's pretty much it's all vanity, and that Esau controls the shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? And this is really all to get people used to the new beast system. You know, so I don't deal with the crypto. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with it. I know people that do. And I mean, if you can make some decent money off it, hey, do your thing, you know, but for me it's just like it's really not no point. And I seen this coming as well. I seen that the bubble was gonna pop eventually. Cause I'm like, yo, if Esau controls this shit, then he can fluctuate it however that he wanna do it. If he wanna raise it up so a lot of people buy into it and they can, make a profit, then that's cool. But the moment he wants to bring it down or just crash the whole thing, hey, you're gonna be hurting because a lot of people have invested heavily into crypto. You know, people investing in Bitcoin or Forex or different type of apps that they use to get into the crypto. But let's read some of this. So it says people who put their life savings. So you see, people have put their life savings into crypto, face losing their homes after a massive and sudden crash in their value. Okay, shows you the chart right there, how much it is. So you can see here by this chart that it fluctuates regularly. Okay, so you'll have a high spike in the market, then it'll drop down a little bit, it'll come back up, then it'll take another big drop, it'll come back up, then it'll take another big drop. You know what I'm saying? And it's been up and down to now May 2022. This thing dropped all the way down. Okay, so this thing has plummeted in less than 2 months. You see? So now it says more than 200 billion has been wiped off the cryptocurrency market today alone as investors are sent into panic. Ethereum, the world's second largest digital currency, plummeted by 20% in the space of 24 hours. Wow, you see that? So hey man, I know people that have their life savings that have a lot invested into crypto that they really hurting right now. They probably wondering what's gonna happen next or how they're gonna, you know. But it says Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency, started in 2009, dropped by 9%, but overall it is down 50%. 50%? Wow, that's crazy. Since its all-time high in November, chaos on the market has seen other currencies such as Shiba Inu and Dogecoin losing 30 and 25% respectively. Meanwhile, Terra Luna, which was among the top 10 most valuable cryptocurrencies, had 98% of its value wiped out overnight, falling to below $1 per coin. So basically now it ain't worth shit. You know what I'm saying? It said 98% of its value wiped out overnight. So now it's basically worthless, man. Now, you know what I'm saying, it don't even make sense to invest in this. You see? But this is, hey, then damn, this chart is even worse. Look at that. July 2021, that shit was high. Now look at it. It never peaked to that level. Nowhere near. It never peaked to this level nowhere near again. Now it's down here. Below 0.1%. So that shows you, man. Listen, if you trust in this devil, if you trust in Esau and in his system, then he can crash you anytime that he feels like it. The only reason why you feel secure is because he's created that illusion of security. But once this devil want to take you down and destroy you, it's over. Okay, now let's get the book of First Timothy, the 6th chapter. Okay, because hey, the Lord tell you, not to give in to the things of this world. You know what I'm saying? Like it said in that article that people literally put their life savings into this cryptocurrency. All right, now let's jump down to the verse. We'll start at verse 17. All right, so this is First Timothy chapter 6, verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. Okay, Going back to this uncertain riches, man. All right, people have lost their life savings investing in uncertain riches. You thought this was going to last forever. You thought that this was your way out. You bought a nice car, you bought a house with this cryptocurrency. You got it while the getting was good, but what's up now? Now you're hurting, okay, because you don't have no security. Now you're wondering how you're going to keep the things that you got off of this, because you thought that this was the way out. You thought that investing in crypto and, you know what I'm saying, investing in stocks and different things, you thought that that was a secure thing. You thought that was the wave of the future. You know what I'm saying? Just like Esau promoted it, right? But what do the scriptures say? Okay, nor trust in uncertain riches. These riches are uncertain. Okay, because like I said, Esau controls all of this, man. So, and hey, you know, dealing with Esau, you can't trust this man. Yeah, he might allow you to, you know, live good for a little while, but hey, when he tired of you and he wants to move on to his next venture, then you're gonna be, you know, pushed out the way. Which real soon, this whole economic system, as we know it, is gonna be X'd out. Okay, he's gonna go to a new system in which everything is gonna be on the grid, everything's gonna be digital, and you're gonna have to take the CHIP. Okay, the MOTB, as it is mentioned, outlined in Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, but in the living God Yahweh, who giveth us richly, Salakia, all things to enjoy. Verse 18, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. All right, so that's what counts. Okay, they that do good by what? Do good by the law of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. They that be rich in good works. Okay, which the good works are outlined in the law. Okay, being in order under Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life. Okay, this is what it's all about, man. Laying up in store a good foundation. Okay, what is that foundation? That foundation is Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's what we build upon, man. We don't trust in the things of this world because we understand that the things of this world are temporary. All right, the things of this world will eventually pass away. They will mean nothing, and it will not profit you. All right, that's why everyone that is invested in crypto and these other different things that they put money into, you're going to be disappointed. You're trying to, you know, go into a certain career path. Eventually, you're going to be disappointed because you really put your all into this, thinking that this was going to last forever, but it's not, because this world, the fashion of this world, is passing away. Now, let's go ahead and get the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter, all right, to about the, let's see where I want to start. Let's start at verse 18. Matthew 6 verse 18. That thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Okay, speaking about not being a hypocrite, you know, not wanting to be seen of men. You know that men give you praise for the things that you do for the Father, but hey, you can do the same things that you would do open before men in you know, the privacy of your own home, that, you know, is only between you and Yahweh. You know, you'll be rewarded all the same. All right. So in verse 19, lay not up yourselves for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Okay, so we are not to lay up treasures on this earth. We are not to hoard, you know, riches to ourselves, and, you know, in this world, thinking that that's the way out, thinking that that's going to save you. It's not going to save you. There's only one Savior, and that's Yahweh Shai. So that's where your trust should be. That's where your hope should be, man. Anything outside of Yahweh Shai is a vain hope, because the fashion of this world is going to pass away. Babylon the Great is falling right before your very eyes. And whoever can't see that, you destined to be destroyed. You destined to be taken out, man. It's obvious. All right, now look at brothers that we proclaim the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Like we go out and we evangelize. Listen, man, it's not that brothers couldn't have been something in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's not that brothers couldn't have been big time and made it and been living good. But listen, man, like we understand that that's vanity. Like we don't want this world. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no parts of this world, man. We looking forward to the kingdom of heaven to come. That's what we looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? Myself, I could have been an artist. I could have, been DJing, touring, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's not that brothers don't have talents. You know what I'm saying? But you give that up for the sake of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. You realize, yo, like my dreams and my aspirations in this world, it doesn't mean nothing. Like that's not true happiness. When you're in this truth and you trust in the Lord, that's true happiness. That's true wealth. Because your spirit is on fire. And the Lord bless us with enough to get by, Brother's not rich, brother's not poor, but we have enough which is sufficient for us, and really that's all we need, you know. So lay up treasures for yourself in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break and steals. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Okay? So people that have invested their life savings, all that they got into this crypto and whatever other medium that they went into, this is what it is. Okay, moth and rust doth corrupt. Okay? These things are corrupt, man, because why? These things were set up by your enemy, okay, to give you a false illusion of hope, to give you a false illusion of salvation. But as soon as he wants to do away with it, as soon as he's decided that he's going to pull the plug, there's nothing that you can do about it. See? So trust not, trust not in these vain hopes. Okay, these things profit nothing. Cause when you're hungry, when there's no food, when you have to go to Esau directly to get food, all that crypto and all that other stuff that you was hollering about, that you was so happy about, hey, that's not gonna mean nothing. You're gonna have to be down with the new system. You're gonna have to put the CHIP in your body to be down with Esau. He not gonna give a damn about no crypto. Okay. Now that's the last article. We're gonna end it off here. It says essential medicines are in dangerously short supply. All right. But this is another thing that's gonna make people bug out. But it says a great deal has been made of the shortage of some HRT products, yet these are not the only unobtainable medications. Your report mentions a shortage of antihistamines. Boots, Superdrug, and other chemists report hay fever pill shortages. On Wednesday, I was unable to get adrenaline, which I need for an allergy. No date of when it would become accessible could be given. There is no alternative. I have been waiting for weeks to Betnovate ointment. And like I mentioned earlier with that first article, all right, people are going through pain out here. All right, people are suffering. People are going through all kinds of anguishing ailments. And they suffering that day by day. There's only so much that a person can take. At some point, people just gonna flip out. They just gonna bug all the way out. Okay, they're gonna run up in people's houses trying to look for whatever that they can find to get some type of relief. Okay, all the signs are there. All the signs of chaos and straight up anarchy are there. Okay, and it's worsening. It's worsening day by day. Ahead of me in the queue was a lady needing medication. She had been given 90 tablets, half her prescription, previously, but that was all that had been available. No more had come in and she was running out. No date of arrival could be given. I assume she had been waiting nearly 4 weeks. See that? So you're waiting a month just to get half your prescription of medicine. Okay, now these prescription drugs ain't even real medicine, man. All right, because when you go into the word pharmacy, it goes into the word pharmakia. Okay, which basically goes into witchcraft. All right, because these pharmaceuticals, they don't solve the problem. They just alleviate the pain or the stress that these ailments may cause, but it's not curing you. You see, that's why you have to keep going and getting, filling up your prescription over and over and over again, because it's not curing you. Okay, now when you deal with real medicine, the real medicine of the earth, okay, certain oils, the herbal plants, bitters. All right, those things cure you. Those things alleviate whatever's ailing you. All right, these pharmaceutical drugs, you the reason why you having to keep getting prescriptions is because it's not curing you. All you're doing is masking the symptoms, just so you can have some type of relief from the pain. You see, and that's why this pharmaceutical industry is $1 trillion industry, man, because they keep you sick. Okay, they these people keep you sick through, polluting the air, polluting the water, polluting the food. All right, everything in this land, Babylon the Great, is defiled. Okay, and they prey on people's ignorance. Why do you think they push all these poisonous foods like, McDonald's and Burger King and all these fast food and soda, you know what I'm saying, and all these unhealthy foods, man? All this liquor and alcohol. Why do you think they push that? To keep people sick in a perpetual state of having to depend on these pharmaceutical drugs, which now when there's a shortage of these drugs, people don't have no type of way to get any relief. Like I said, this one lady waited, damn near 4 weeks, a month, just to get half her prescription of the medication. So she was suffering for a month. Okay. Now, what's going to happen when this pharmaceutical supply completely dries up, or you have to take the MOTB just to get your medication? It's going to be a different reality. All right. Things will be very, very different for many people. All right. And those evil arrows of famine, of destruction, of despair are already here. And it's only going to continue to worsen as time goes on. Now, we're going to get the book, we're going to end it off here. We're going to get Revelation, the 14th chapter. Okay, because, this place, Babylon the Great, is completely through. All right, this place is deteriorating. It ain't no looking back. It's not no, maybe, things will be okay. Nah, man. Hey, listen, we are telling you, we're at the time now where it's either, hey, you're going to get with it, or you're going to get lost, get destroyed. All right, you're going to go down with Babylon the Great. Revelation 14 verse 8, there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Okay, so Babylon is fallen, the great city, the great horde which sitteth upon many waters, man. Babylon the Great, America. Okay, this place, the Most High got it out for this place. And this is a beautiful time that we're living in, because we are experiencing the fall of our oppressors, the fall of our enemies. Okay, as it states in what is that? Is it Second Esdras? I want to say the third chapter. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. But as it is written, man, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so all that we're seeing now is the end of Esau's rulership, the end of his kingdom. Okay, you have famine, economic collapse, okay, medicine shortage, man. All right, natural disasters, okay, it's steady increasing. Power outages, lack of jobs, lack of morale, period. All right, all these things fall into the freight train of prophecy, man. I'm going to end it right there. Hopefully this lesson was edifying through the Rakha Kadash. Call hello Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim, Rakha Kadash. Until next time, Shalom unto the elect. Kom Yasha'Allah, DTA, Abba Ball. Shalom.